Okay, so let's go OTF on the fly. Daily Decodes 812. I hear Micah Parsons was traded to Green Bay. I guess we'll pull up the story. This is I see Associated Press right here. Relishes fresh start in Green Bay after enduring hardest 4 months of my life. He says he just went through the hardest 4 months of his life as he feared his contract stalemate with the Dallas Cowboys would stretch into the start of the season. You see his page here on Google. Okay, so yeah, you see heavily trending, traded from Cowboys to the Packers. Let's watch something. It looks like he's speaking of it here. Okay, so we may have to get through an ad, but let's listen to him here. Of course, we get the ad, right? I mean, do y'all get triggered to buy something when you see a YouTube ad, or you just get pissed like me? So he'll be wearing number one. Did he say something about it was a stressful 4 months as well? So, as a decoder going on the fly, hitting record, just gotta like try to take notes of some of those numbers, okay? Like a brotherhood. So I noticed right away as we go back to his page here, you see Micah Parsons. Look, you got the P like Packers right there, right? Parsons has the P like Packers, and that's his new team. That's a nice connection. And he just mentioned Penn State. Micah Aaron Parsons, right here, played college football for Penn State. Okay, so that's nice. Penn State, P, Packers, P, Parsons, P. So that's very, very nice as a decoder. You like catching something like that before really putting in any work, right? So that's very nice right there. And this is Micah Parsons, who is uh what's his exact position? Defensive end. He's got May 26th for his birthday. I see that he's 26 years old, so in his prime as a scripted character in the NFL. And he's out of Pennsylvania. Okay, so how many days after his birthday, and we need to use the gematria calculator as well. So I'm trying to like rush and set that up as I'm speaking here. And of course, we have usual suspect here in the calculator. But we need to usually, you're looking at these stories here. Let's go back here. Let me actually click on the story. You see the Associated Press here. You see him with his little sweater on at the press conference. So it says August 29th right there. Introducing news conference Friday, August 29th. So how many days after May 26th. So let me go ahead and pull this right here. Boom. You see that? So May 26th to August 29th. Okay, that, and look, that's all. So we know that August 29th. Oh, look at this. We know that's the Michael Jackson birthday. Micah is like Michael. Look at that right there. Bada boom, bada bing. Boom. That sounds like some magic, doesn't it? So Micah Parsons traded, and it's Michael Jackson's birthday. Well, it was his birthday. Now we are one day after the Michael Jackson birthday. Look at that right there. So very, very solid. Michael. Remember, Travis Kelce is trending. Engaged to Taylor Swift. I don't know if they actually got married yet, but engaged to Taylor Swift is Travis Michael Kelce, right? And I just did another trending story with someone else with the middle name Michael. I think it was Tim Patrick, if I remember correctly. Tim Michael Patrick. You see that? You can scroll back and watch that breakdown as well. He just spells it differently. There it is. Timothy Michael Patrick trending. You see how I connected that to Tom Brady right there. Now we get Micah Parsons trending, Travis Michael Kelce trending. And that is very, very nice right there as a decoder. Okay? You see the article date. Bam, August 29th. Micah Michael. So that's very, very solid. Okay, that's very, very solid. So 95 days after his birthday, if you include the start and end date, then it's a 96-day span from his birthday to this press conference. So I'm assuming that well, I guess we can just go off of the 29th where he speaks at his news conference, but do they tell us the actual day that it was announced or what? Uh, one day after the Packers made him the highest paid non quarterback in the league history, Parsons arrived at Green Bay on Friday. So Micah arrived on Michael's birthday, Michael Jackson, right? But the trade one day before, but that's still Michael Jackson energy. But we should probably put 8/28. I mean, we could probably use both dates because the article's connected with the Michael Jackson birthday. But the trade was, I guess, on the 28th, so we could put that right there. So a 94 days or a 95-day span. Remember Little Nas X running naked on Ventura Boulevard? Remember his birthday is the 9th day of the 4th month. So you get a 94 there. And oh, look at that. His birthday is the 146th day of the year. And Donald Trump's birthday is 146. The 14th day of the 6th month. How about that? So we're moving along rather nicely here. You get Michael Jackson energy, and you get Trump energy with his birthday. And you see that right there. Donald Trump. Donald's got the D like Dallas. Micah Parsons traded from Dallas to the Packers. Okay, so very solid. And this is again OTF on the fly. Let me tell you one more time that I am a decoding channel. I show these stories are completely scripted. I make videos. Obviously, I may go live from time to time. I expose the celebrities and these fake stories. I don't know a lot of decoders who can just go on the fly. You know, a lot of them need to put the time in, and that's okay. I'm just, um, you have to be somewhat confident. You have to be kind of maybe somewhat narcissistic, maybe, to do this. You got to believe in yourself because not a lot of people are gonna support you on YouTube. So not there's no problem with not being able to go on the fly and do it. I just, I have to toot my own horn a little bit. Not many decoders can just go on the fly and catch all of these connections like this. So with that being said, I'll say that from time to time. But you get the Donald Trump birthday, the 14th day of the 6th month, with this Michael Jackson connection, Micah Parsons. Everything's with the language, the dates, the dates connected with the important events, like a trade for Micah Parsons. You get his last birthday, which is the 146th day of the year, connected to Donald Trump, whose birthday is 14/6, the 14th day of the 6th month, right? Donald D like Dallas, Micah Parsons traded to the Packers, played for Penn State, PP, and Parsons with the P. Remember also P is the 16th letter of the alphabet. Donald Trump, also known for that 16, the Capitol riots on 1/6, January 6th. His son Eric Trump's birthday. Also J.D. Vance's wife's birthday, 1/6. Right? They kind of synced him up with that event right there. Even John equals 16, Donald John Trump. So very nice right there, okay? I see 61 numerology on the trade. So another 1661 connection. His last birthday, 76 date numerology, Donald John Trump equals 76. Trump's the 45th and the 47th president, 45 date numerology on this trade day, which I guess was announced Thursday, August 28th. So we want to now kind of further solidify this and enter his full name, Micah Aaron Parsons. And there's going to be some stuff that I miss, obviously. Look at that. Micah Aaron Parsons has 185 like Donald. John, I think it's Donald John Trump. You get the 185 match. And look, 103 like politics. And you even get 77. United States equals 77, which connects to the president and Donald Trump. Look at that right there. You see? Donald John Trump 185. Let's go down here. Look at that right there. Oh, now I can show you. My bad. Look at that right there. Donald John Trump, 185 like Micah Parsons. Look at that right there. 103 like politics as well. Donald John Trump has 220 right there, just like National Football League. And I still think there's some kind of connection with him and Roger Goodell. I think I've pointed that out in the past. Look at that. There's the 220 right there. National Football League 220. We could probably leave that 85 in there as well. Bam, look at that. Remember, United States equals 77. Politics equals 103. Very, very nice. I mean, that was the first thing we entered. Look, it just didn't take long, did it? It just didn't take long. Let's not at all. Right? Here's politics right here. You see politics, there's that 103. Politics has 50 like Donald, don't forget. 40 like United States equals 40. Also US and USA equal 40 as well, Forefathers, right? 40 like 4. And even Dallas, I think Dallas or Cowboys, look, you get all of these connections with politics. Look, Dallas has 113 like politics. There's that 49 right there. And look, 1 and 13 is like 113, obviously. Politics 103 and 113. Look at that 49 right there. Dallas equals 49, and it was 94 days after the Parsons birthday. Parsons has P like president. Okay, Parsons has that P like president as well. So Penn State P, Parsons P, his new team Packers P, president P. All with the language. Notice this is also, I mean, wow. Now that I think of it, Washington equals 94. Or actually, Washington equals 49. So Dallas has 49. Look, Washington's got the 49. Like DC. Look at how all of that connects. 130 like 13. There's the 50 like Donald. 50 like politics. Undeniable stuff, right? There's that 49 again right there. Bam. So there's a lot of connections here with the Dallas Cowboys and politics by the numbers. Even when you just put Cowboys, look at this. Right. Oh, okay. Not really anything major there, but Cowboys. Let's put Dallas Well, we should put Packers, huh? Because that's the new team. There's the 116, which is like the 1 and the 6 that we hit on. Remember all of those P's: Packers, President, Penn State, Parsons, politics, all P, the 16th letter of the alphabet. And this trade was on the 28th. Look at that. Packers equals 28. Okay. And then the next day, the Michael Jackson birthday, Michael Jackson, Micah Parsons. He said, did it say something about 4 long weeks or 4 long months? Yeah, right here. Look. Look at the article. It's one of the first things they mention. Right there. Who did he get traded for? Probably not. They always do this. You get a superstar, you trade him, you start over. It's like you already got the superstar, right? Micah Parsons says he just went through his hardest 4 months of his life. Remember, D is the fourth letter of the alphabet. Dallas, Donald. Look, you see right there on a little ad. Look, Trump blocks 4.9 billion. Look at this right here. Trump blocks a 4.9 billion. Do I need to click on it? Look, there's that 49. Trump blocks 4.9 billion in foreign aid. On the fly, Congress okayed. Look at that right there. And remember, Donald equals 50, politics 50, 50 states, BS equals 50. Look at that right there. Trump blocks 4.9 billion in foreign aid as we're hitting on the 49s over here. Washington 49, 94 days after Parsons' birthday. This trade. Dallas 49. See that right there? So completely on the fly. Let's go back over here now. Who did he get traded for? Micah, Aaron. Oh, look, you get Aaron, like Aaron Rodgers. Fake world. You get Aaron like Aaron Rodgers. Ah. You get Aaron like Aaron Rodgers. Okay, who became famous as a member of the Green Bay Packers. That's about as big. That's like bigger than the Michael Jackson, Micah Michael connection right there. Look at that, man. Micah Aaron. Michael Aaron Parsons. Micah Aaron Parsons. Excuse me. Look at that right there. And even Aaron Rodgers is on the Pittsburgh Steelers now. That's another P, man. What a fake world. I don't know how else to say it. Aaron Rodgers, Micah Aaron Parsons, Packers. Now you Pittsburgh, another P. Aaron Rodgers' new team. Wow, Micah Parsons is born on the 26th of May, as he is age 26 currently. That is absolutely solid. Solid out there, isn't it? Wow. Let's go back over here. Very nice, man. You get the Aaron Rodgers connection as well, but we want to know who went to the Cowboys in this trade. One day after the Packers make him the highest paid non-quarterback in league history, Parsons arrived at Green Bay on Friday, saw the exhibit saluting the franchise's Hall of Famers, and imagined his own future. I looked on that wall. I saw Brett Favre. Remember, Brett Favre wore 4 on his jersey. Okay, and Parsons says he just went through the hardest 4 months of his career, or of his life, excuse me. Wow. The Packers sent 2 first-round picks and 3-time Pro Bowler defensive tackle Kenny Clark. So first 2 first-round picks and a 3-time Pro Bowler. So that's 23, right? Donald equals 23. They're giving Parsons a 4-year contract. So a 4-year contract. Went through the hardest 4 months of his life. D, the fourth letter of the alphabet, Dallas, Donald, and that other 4 that I mentioned that I forgot. So look, it's even $188 million contract, and Trump equals 88. Look at that right there. $188 million contract. Look at that. Wow, and Trump equals 88 in the language. I mean, this is all, you know, we're just getting some cheap shots in now, okay? We're just getting cheap shots. Let's look at the guy in this trade. What's his name? Kenny Clark. Let's look at his birthday. Kenny Clark. So this is him right here. He's got the October 4th birthday right there. You see that? October 4th birthday. That's one day before Travis Kelce. Okay? Kenny K, Kelce K. Travis Kelce's got the birthday one day after this. Clark. Probably some kind of strange connection with Caitlin Clark. So this guy right here, Kenneth Dwayne, you get the D like Dallas. He gets sent to the Dallas Cowboys. Kenneth Clark Jr. Let's go ahead and wow, right? Oh, look, he's born in 95 right there. And look, he's traded. It's a 95-day span from Parsons' birthday. From Parsons' birthday to this trade. And how many days? Let's see how many days before his birthday. And we could probably put a bow on this one, huh? We could probably put a bow on this one. So August 28th is this trade, and he's got the 10-4 birthday. That's the Rich Homie Quan birthday as well. And Rich Homie Quan died, and that was synced up with the NFL season as well. Remember, that was the Lamar connection, because I believe he's got Lamar in his name, and that was all connected with the Kendrick Lamar football stuff last season and performing at the Super Bowl, and Lamar Jackson and Young Thug Jeffrey Lamar Williams. I remember that stuff was all synced up last year. So 38, it's a 38-day span from this trade to Kenny Clark's birthday. Oh, look at his birthday, leaves 88 days in the year. And remember, football equals 83. 38's big with quarterbacks. Tom Brady's birthday is the 3rd day of the 8th month as well. In a non-leap year, Peyton Manning's birthday, the 83rd day of the year, which is 38 reversed. Look at that right there. Dude's birthday. He gets sent to Dallas. Kenny Clark. He gets sent to Dallas. His freaking birthday. His birthday leaves 88 days in the year. Remember, it was $188 million contract from Micah Parsons, and Trump equals 88. That is just not a coincidence, man. Not a coincidence whatsoever. So let me just show you. You get yourself, if you're making a presentation, you see I stay busy up there, and I just woke up from a nap. I stay busy. I keep the tabs open up there. Currently working on these stories, and I stay busy. You see Micah Parsons traded to the Packers. Like Aaron Rodgers, made famous by the Packers. Parsons P, Packers P, Penn State P, Aaron Rodgers' new team Pittsburgh P, and probably some more P's in there. A member of Penn State, you see right there. The Nittany Lions. Remember Aaron Rodgers, he got that lion tattoo. Okay, remember that? That was trending, and it was like kind of a weird story. And lion represents zodiac Leo, and we just got done with Leo season. Zodiac Leo, late July, into August, and I think it ends around like the 22nd or 23rd, something like that. So Nittany Lions, that's a nice connection, very nice connection as well. And I think I connected that Leo tattoo, Aaron Rodgers. It's like, what are you doing with the lion tattoo? But I think I connected that with Tom Brady, who is a Leo at the time of that story. So that's, I mean, geez, you just can't deny this stuff. And, Micah, like Michael Jackson, this trade one day before Michael Jackson's birthday, and this press conference, I guess he arrives in Green Bay on the Michael Jackson birthday as well. Michael. You see his last birthday, the 146th day of the year, which connects to Trump with the 14th day of the 6-month birthday. And Dallas D, Donald D. I showed you all the political connections with Dallas. You see the language right there, National Football League 220 like Donald John Trump. Donald John Trump's got the 185 like Micah Aaron Parsons. Parsons P like president also. Micah's full name 77 like United States. 103 like politics. You notice that 85 there like 185 as well. Dallas 49, Washington 49. Think about DC. Think about politics. 49 reversed. Traded 94 days after his birthday. Birthday on the 26th of May. He's age 26. Notice how 94 days is the same as 13 weeks, 3 days. Traded after his birthday. 133. President, government, and White House equal 133. And that 133 is still like 13. Remember politics, 113. See that right there? And it all connects with the United States with that number 13 as well. We can go on and on and on. You see 130 like 13 there. $188 million contract. Traded for a guy with his birthday leaving 88 days in the year. Kenny Clark with the October 4 birthday. NFL equals 14. He's got the 10/4 birthday like 14. And that is that, if I remember correctly, that Rich Homie Quan birthday as well, which I'll mention again, his death was all synced up with the NFL season last year. So solid stuff. I'll see if I can play another video. I'll just go ahead and go over here, and I'll just click video here just to make sure. We'll watch a video, and that's a OTF on the fly. And that's what I like to call some easy money right there. You see this guy right here or this kid crying because of the trade or something. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, everything will be okay. I mean, they're gonna tug at your emotions. They're gonna tug at your emotions, okay? There's that 114, which is like 14 with Kenny Clark. NFL 14. NFL's got that 49 also, but Kenny Clark with the 10/4 birthday. like 14. And his name's actually Kenneth. Look at Kenneth has 112 like Donald, 31 like Donald. There's that 77 with Kenneth right there, and we had that 77 with Micah Parsons. They're traded for each other, and a couple of draft picks also headed to the Cowboys. Look, Kenneth Clark's got the 50 like Donald. There's that 202. Remember Donald John Trump 220, National Football League 220, Kenneth Clark 202. You get a 67, which connects to Trump as well. Donald John Trump equals 76. I know that. Wow, look, this guy's connected to Caitlin Clark. I mentioned earlier, Caitlin Clark's birthday is January 22nd. Kenneth Clark equals 122 in the ordinal cipher. Basketball equals 22. 202 is like 22. This stuff's all with the language with the Caitlin Clark connection on the fly right there. Caitlin Clark wears 22 on her jersey, born in 2002, like 22 on the 22nd day of the year. So that's a solid OTF on the fly, okay? And I might have went longer than I needed to. I have another decode ready to present. Sometimes it's easier just to hit record and go OTF on the fly like this, okay? And again, not a lot of people out there can do this, so I will give myself a little bit of credit on that, okay? There's going to be something, every time you get a little overconfident, there's going to be something basic that I miss here. The Michael Jackson connection is huge. Micah Parsons, Aaron Rodgers connection is huge. Really huge. I mean, solid right there. Hardest 4 months of my life, and they say it's a 4-year contract. Seeing Green Bay like money. You see the yellow beanie, Bodak yellow, Cardi B trending as well. Yellow might have the 29 like Trump, if I'm not mistaken. It's got 29 or 92 or both. But, you get a connection there as well. Seeing Green in Green Bay, money green. Look, Relish. Relish. Fresh start in Green Bay for Micah Parsons. After enduring hardest 4 months of my life, I guess a lot of drama with Dallas, I guess. And I've covered that in the past. Shout out to y'all. Associated Press article here that has been decoded. OTF on the fly, daily decodes 812, Math 2Con. Until next time.